All right, so I just want to talk about all these sexual assault accusations that we've been hearing about since I've been on my little sabbatical there. But yeah, so many people have come forward and accused everybody of sexual assault. It's kind of getting ridiculous now because these are just accusations, and probably most of them are true, but we don't even know that for sure. There's probably a lot of them that are false, though. I mean, just the vast amount of claims that we've heard, there has to be some of them that are false. But it's kind of saddening, though, that all we have to do now as a society is make a claim of sexual assault, and that person's life is ruined forever. Like we've seen so many people destroyed by these now. It's ridiculous, and just like I said, just the claim ruin somebody's career. And we have to also, and Matt Damon said this perfectly too, that slapping somebody on the butt and actually raping somebody are two totally different things. They're both wrong, but there's levels of evilness in both of those things. But the level of evilness in actually, raping, penetration is way higher than like slapping somebody on the ass or grabbing somebody's boob or something like that. I mean, like I said, both are wrong, but both levels, different levels. And he got attacked for that. Like there's actually lunatics out there attacking Matt Damon for pointing out the obvious. Like it's, like there's different levels of each crime. There's different levels of murder. There's different levels of sexual assault. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy what they call sexual, like everything's sexual assault. Like you have sex with a drunk girl, oh, that could be sexual assault. It's getting crazy now. And you even have people who are saying, like one Harvard student, like he was at a bar drunk apparently, talking to his friends about if women in her class were hot or not. And he got attacked for that. He admitted to that. Like it's some bad thing to talk about the attractiveness of women. Something men and women have done throughout the entire period of being on this planet. Now it's bad to objectify women and talk about their attractiveness. That promotes rape culture. I mean, we've seen sports teams get punished for talking amongst themselves and rating girls 1 to 10. Like that's some terrible thing to do, and guys never do that. Nobody's ever done that before. That's such a bad thing to do. But yeah, these accusations are, like I want some proof. Like in the case of Al Franken, we actually had proof that there was a picture of him grabbing a woman's breast. That is proof of sexual assault. All these other cases are like, well, we don't really know for sure. And there's been both people on the right and the left accused, and I say to all of them, like, we don't have proof to prove any of them really. So they're just accusations, and that's what they are. Now some people have admitted to them and have apologized, but like I said, there's different degrees of sexual assault, and we have to keep that in mind too. But it's kind of sad how we've seen so many people's careers destroyed because of this. In the case of Roy Moore, he did admit to like having these weird relationships where he was like 30 and he was like dating 16-year-olds. So I mean, if you look at the case of Roy Moore, who was a bad candidate to begin with, somebody who ran on family value, that's so bullshit. Roy Moore running on, oh, I'm such a good Christian man, but when I was 30, I dated, teenagers. Yeah, that's fucking great, you fucking idiot. I mean, yeah, keep talking about how you love God and everything like that. But oh, I've dated, at best he's dated. He might have, been involved in underage girls and shit like that. But at best, he dated women who were way younger than him, inappropriate, and that's something that you would expect out of somebody who brands himself as this good Christian man. So there's definitely a lot of guilty people. I mean, we all know Hollywood is filled with the most corrupt people. And it's funny too how people in Hollywood are the ones who are being accused of rape, because these are the people who can get any women they want. So I mean, you got to be pretty fucked up in the head to actually be, you know, somebody in Hollywood who continually sexually assaults women when you could get any women you want. It must be some power thing, or, you know, you get an adrenaline rush from doing that shit, or some fucked up bullshit. But we all know that Hollywood's, you know, filled with people like that. But at the same time, you know, it's good that all these things are coming out. But at the same time, there's probably people who are just lying, looking for fame. So at the same time, you know, it's good, but at the same time, it's bad. There's, you know, you could go too far in one direction, and that's what we've seen with the sexual assault. You know, just assuming people are guilty. You know, in this country, we're innocent until proven guilty, and I believe that. And just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's true. People lie for fame, and everybody deserves their day in court. So in a lot of instances, it's like, well, the company has received complaints of sexual assault, so this person's fired, and we don't even get any details of what these, you know, so-called sexual assaults are. And like in the case of Tavis Smiley, he didn't, you know, he hardly even got the chance to respond before they suspended or fired him. So it's, like I said, it's good in one instance that, you know, people are being exposed as the pigs they are. But in another instance, we've probably, and there's no way of knowing. That's the bad thing. There's really no way of knowing which ones are true and which ones are not. You cannot definitively say that, well, this person's a rapist and this person's not. And that's the sad thing. And there's so many cases of these that you can't specifically look at one and you know, determine whether it's, you know, real or not, because there's hundreds of these now, accusations. So, you know, before you know it, there's more coming out, and you totally forgot about, you know, Harvey Weinstein, and you totally forgot about all these other people. And like I said, people have admitted to that, have admitted to some, but most of them are, you know, people deny them, and you never know who's telling the truth. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.